Hey, what's going
Hey,
on,
hey, hey, hey,
everybody?
hey, hey.
Welcome back to Painting the Chat podcast. Here, coming live to you on this Thursday evening. That's right, it is MLB Trade Deadline, the night of. Sean, very busy day. Of course, that's my co-host over there, Mr. Sean Michaud. Sean, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Been a busy trade deadline.
Hmm.
Not for boys today. I think we only got one trade done for us. But
Right. Yeah.
how you doing today?
Doing all right. We'll get into the Mets as well, talking about their trade deadline and how everything turned out for them. Definitely picked up some good folks. But again, folks, we will get into all of those details here. It was a busy trade deadline for a lot of folks, for a lot of teams. I mean, we look at the Minnesota Twins, we take a look at what the Houston Astros have been able to do. I mean, Sean, these are teams, let's just start off. These
Hmm.
are teams that are on two different pathways. You have the Minnesota Twins who have been struggling this entire year and have decided, like, hey, I think we're going to just sell out. I think we're just going to get rid of as much cap space as possible through these players.
It's the same
It's
thing with the White
right.
Sox. Same thing with the White Sox have
Yeah,
been doing
same
that.
with the White Sox.
Yeah,
Yeah. So something's going on in the AL Central. I think they're feeling the pressure of the Detroit Tigers and how good the Tigers are, knowing that they just added as well.
yeah. I already have a few winners that won the trade line this year. Like
Hmm.
I know we talked about it. I know, especially in the AL East for us. I think Blue Jays is up there. I mean, they
Yeah.
made some really good trades. I'll have to look at the trades again because I forget who they traded already. And then
Right.
we had was it the Padres we talked about?
Yeah. San Diego Padres out
Yeah,
west. My goodness. Talk about a team that just made themselves better. I mean,
yeah.
especially with the Giants trying to work their way up, and we were wondering who was going to
Oh,
compete
sorry.
with the
I was
Dodgers.
thinking.
So,
I just thought it was the Mariners who I was thinking of.
yeah, Seattle,
Mariners,
big,
which
big
I'm
winners.
very happy for them that they're making some moves to secure
Absolutely.
that first place, and especially to go deep in the postseason for both these teams.
Yeah. Yeah. And Texas Rangers also adding in. It seems like some of these divisions are now kind of up for grabs, you could say, with some of these acquisitions that were made. These are teams that are looking for not just wild card spots, with Seattle and Texas kind of battling that out
Mhm.
specifically. But you're also looking at Detroit. You're looking at the AL Central that pretty much has been wrapped up based on this. Sean, let's definitely get into that. Of course, folks, if you're tuning in live, make sure hop in the comments, hop in the chat, share us. Who do you think won this MLB trade deadline? Was it the Boston Red Sox picking up Dustin May? I don't think many folks are gonna say the
No.
Boston Red Sox won
What
this.
I don't know what they were
So
thinking of, but we're talking about that a little bit, and
yeah, yeah,
once we get
we'll get
into it,
into it. Yeah, once we get into it here, and I think we're gonna also probably see some more headlines come through as we are live here. We'll break in with that breaking news as we move, Sean. But I just want to get into some of the bigger names. Let's go to Seattle. Let's talk about the Seattle Mariners, the team that
mm,
you said is really competing, trying to maintain that AL West spot specifically. You have the Houston Astros who did add during the trade deadline here, but you have Seattle who went out and got Suarez, brought him back to Seattle, which is a huge move. You look at him being inserted into the lineup with Cal Raleigh, the big dumper who's doing amazing work right now. He's holding the home run record for the
yeah,
year. You add him in there with a Julio Rodriguez. You add him in there with
yeah,
that
it was good. It was
rotation
a good
is working
pick. It
so
was
hard.
good pick from giving him back to it.
And they didn't have to give up too much in order to get him either. I think that was the
No,
big piece. I think a lot of teams gave up a lot of prospects, a lot of folks in order to add to their season this year, bringing in guys that can have immediate impacts in their lineups and in their rotations. But Seattle was kind of posed, Sean. I think we'll start getting into winners and losers here of this trade deadline. I think in the American League specifically, if you're not going to throw Detroit in there, or if you're not going to even throw the Yankees in there, I mean, it's
yeah.
crazy to think that they've also
The
added.
Yankees did make a lot of moves this trade deadline. I mean, also not surprising, but the Dodgers always make moves, and somehow I don't know how
Hmm.
they're going to affect the postseason because, like, And I know they won last year, but like in the past they haven't.
Right.
It's
Right.
interesting to see how that will come to play in October.
Yeah. Really interesting stuff too. I mean, we were following along with Jeff Passan, of course, ESPN MLB insider this entire day. But Sean, just to kind of talk about the Yankees briefly, I'm going to bring it up here. You know,
Yeah.
we're talking about I just warming Carmel just globally warmed your favorite team.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
But if you look at the folks, don't worry about warming Bernabel. Don't worry about him. Jeff Passan tweet here. The New York Yankees finalized a trade to acquire closer David Bednar from the Pittsburgh Pirates,
Yeah.
depending upon medical review. I mean, you talk about adding somebody like David Bednar to your rotation.
That's a good pickup for the Yankees. I know the Pirates have to give up someone that we know they're not making it. They're gonna slowly see how next year we'll maybe do some more stuff during the offseason, and maybe this will be a good team next year for especially Paul Skeens' team if he doesn't get traded.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, sticking to the AL East too. I think we'll go division. You know, basically division by division here. You have the Yankees adding David Bednar. They also made a couple of other smaller moves. I'll find them as I kind of move through here. But Sean, the Toronto Blue Jays adding Shane Bieber to their rotation. That's the one that
probably
really stands out.
The number one good trade of this year, of this postseason. That really helps the Blue Jays for the postseason a lot, especially having a pitcher, a starting pitcher there.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, go ahead. I was going to look up his stats again.
Yeah, no, I mean Shane Bieber has been incredible for a struggling Cleveland Guardians team.
Sorry, not sorry. I meant relief pitcher. Sorry.
Yeah, he just makes sense. He makes a lot of sense.
2-0 record he has not given up a run yet.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
No, wait, that was last year. Sorry.
Last year, but still, that stat is relevant to this year as well.
Yeah.
When you look at his overall performance over the last
stupid Google. Hold on, let me get to actually.
Google's just gonna Google it up like it does.
Let me actually. Sorry. I don't want the career. I want this year.
It's okay.
Did you not play this year? What?
No.
Has he not played yet? I thought he did.
Yeah.
This is only up to 2024.
For his MLB, is that officially from the MLB website?
Yeah.
Okay, so he must have been injured.
I thought he played.
Probably coming off.
I thought he played early.
He may be coming off the IL then, if that's.
I mean, it's still good for last year. I mean, just like his stats in general, because I mean, 2023 he had a 3.8 80. 6. I mean, 6-6, but like 2022 is probably his best year, especially with the wins. And his ERA was 2.88. So I mean, it's a good pickup, no matter what, for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and you know, you're kind of. I'm just kind of going through the Blue Jays and their time during this trade deadline period. They acquired catcher Brandon Valenzuela from the Padres for an exchange on Will Wagner, which is Billy Wagner's son. Big shout out to Billy Wagner making it into the Hall of Fame also, by the way. The Padres picking up Will Wagner, second baseman, and the Blue Jays getting Brendan Valenzuela, who has supposedly been creating quite a ruckus in the best way possible in the Padres system, which is great. The one that's going to be really quiet. This was as of 22 minutes ago. The Toronto Blue Jays made this official, which I think is really interesting, Sean. I'll put it up here for everybody to see. We've acquired right-hand pitcher Luis Varland and first baseman Ty France from the Twins in exchange for Alan Roden and left-handed pitcher Kendry Rojas. Sean, I think that there's people aren't talking enough about Ty France specifically. I remember Ty France a couple of years ago with the Seattle Mariners. He's a great example of a guy who was on a Seattle team that wasn't playing well, but he himself was playing extremely well.
Yeah.
Um, Seattle wasn't willing to pay him, so he went to Minnesota. Toronto getting yet another first baseman who is going to, and I can already see it with Toronto. Ty France is going to be a postseason guy.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
going to be the guy that they call in to make the big hit or to get the runner moved on to second base, third base, whatever needs to be done, push that runner forward. Like he's that kind of player. And now you add that into an already loaded Toronto Blue Jays roster with Anthony Santander.
I mean, that offense is like unbelievable there.
Yeah. Yep. So you lose Will Wagner, but then you pick up Ty France from there, which I think is a really smart move for the Toronto Blue Jays. So you're right. I think Toronto Blue Jays definitely a winner alongside Seattle in the American League East. And then, of course, Seattle in the AL West. Sean, let me move on to quickly. I want to get the official, because I love to go through Jeff, but I love actually seeing it directly from the teams when they, put in the official, like, hey, we've acquired this player. So the Yankees added David Bednar. The one that was really interesting, Sean, was Jose Caballero of the Tampa Bay Rays was traded mid-game from the Tampa Bay Rays to the New York Yankees in the Bronx. Fantastic infielder, outfielder, utility guy for Tampa. The Yankees really needed him. That Red Sox-Yankee series early on, you saw the struggles of Anthony Volpe. It has continued. They're having a hard time. They're having a hard time getting Volpe kind of wrapped in there and staying consistent game after game.
Yeah.
Caballero is a guy who can come in and kind of pick up those pieces at the utility end. So thought that was a really interesting pickup. And
yeah, I mean, the one that's standing out, I mean, I know it's also standing out to me for this deadline, having the Astros picking up Carlos Correa, sorry.
Yeah.
From the Twins.
Yeah, so we can get into that because it's a really interesting scenario. There were rumblings of it over the last 24 hours, essentially, that Carlos Correa had been talking with the Houston Astros and saying, I'd like to go back.
Yeah.
I'd like to come back or whatever else. And
like,
he's not working on Minnesota.
Yeah, it's like I think he really loves Houston, and like I know, Twins hasn't been doing, like you said, well for him. I mean, we'll see how he does back again in Houston.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the thing about it too, and some of the headlines that came through around the Carlos Correa trade was that, how was the money going to be distributed? He had $33 million still sitting there in Minnesota that either was going to have to be picked up by Houston or Minnesota was going to pay for it.
I thought the Yankees were going to pick him up.
See, the issue with the Yankees, though, is because of Anthony Volpe's current contract and whatever else, it'd be hard for them to try to pick up that much money, knowing that they needed to go out and get pitching. Somebody like David some rotational guys. They got Jake Bird too, which I have thoughts about. Everybody in Yankees town is everybody in the Bronx is excited about Jake Bird from Colorado. I'm looking at that one like, guys, he's pitching in Colorado, number one, a struggling Colorado Rockies team. So let's pump our brakes a little bit. But it did come to find out Houston is willing to pay a decent amount of money off of Carlos Correa's contract in Minnesota to bring him back. I don't know what that does for the AL West specifically, knowing that they're in the lead and Seattle's kind of breathing right up their neck, and Texas is not that far behind with their additions as well. I just don't know how much of an impact. It's a good feel pickup for Houston. I just don't know what that is going to do stats wise or in the most clutch moments that Houston will need.
Houston's always iffy on. I always think Houston is iffy on how they're going to perform. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to tell. I mean, I know I think they're first, right? Where are they again?
First currently, yes. Yeah, Houston had one of the best records coming into the All-Star break specifically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Mariners are only 5 games back, but like, I honestly hope the Mariners will surpass Houston maybe in a month or so.
Right.
They're gonna. I feel like they're gonna catch up really fast.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Houston and it's a very similar situation to the Mets and the Phillies. Very similar situation to Toronto and Boston, and Toronto and New York. Major League Baseball schedule-wise, pretty much heading into the end of September, pretty much has all those teams playing in 3 to 4 game series. Yeah. Divisions are going to be determined based on a lot of these trades.
I mean, Red Sox, Yankees playing next weekend, so.
And that's yes, correct. They do. And that has major wild card implications attached to it. I don't know if they play them again.
Sorry, no, they are not. Sorry.
Oh, I thought they were.
End of August. I was missing.
That's still not that far away, though, Sean. It's still not that far away.
Yeah, couple weeks. Sorry, yeah.
Couple weeks. Yeah, but it still has major implications, knowing that
it does.
Coming out of this trade deadline. And it'll be fascinating to see, what happens there, because you also have the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's talk about Tampa Bay for a second. They get rid of Jose Caballero to the Yankees. They do go out. They trade Taj Bradley, who has been inconsistent for them. They go and get Griffin Jax from Minnesota. Griffin Jax has been extremely efficient for Minnesota this year. He's their one guy out of the bullpen that they can kind of rely on. They do that. And then they also go out and get Adrian Hauser from the Chicago White Sox, who, on a sucky team, has come out of the bullpen and has been consistent.
Wait, did you say, were we talking about Twins or Rays?
We're talking about the Tampa Bay Rays. We're staying in the AL East right now.
Okay, sorry. I thought we were talking.
No. I'm going division by division, kind of breaking down and
I know.
Where we're at. So Adrian Hauser being picked up in that rotation. They got Everson Pereira from the New York Yankees in that Caballero trade. Somebody who has come in as a utility guy for the Yankees and has done very well. One of the things we said at the beginning of this year, Sean, is that, and I believe you chose Tampa where I chose Baltimore, and I was a dumbass and chose Baltimore in that case. You said that Tampa would be the team that would play spoiler to whoever is in first and second place in the AL East. Do you still feel that way after them solidifying their bullpen, getting a couple more utility guys, that they could play spoilers to a Toronto, Boston, or New York getting first at the end of the year?
I mean, yes. I mean, with the pickup of the beginning for this for this trade deadline, I think so. I mean, especially with, like you said, with the schedule coming up, it's going to play a big chunk of mystery, I guess, of what's going to happen.
Yeah. Then you have Baltimore. Let's talk about those Baltimore Orioles, who I thought were going to play spoiler this year. Furthest thing from it. Yeah. We can talk in coordination with this. The Orioles got quite a haul as of 18 minutes ago. It's made official. The Baltimore Orioles are going to receive Boston Bateman, infielder Brandon Butterworth, fantastic baseball name, by the way. Infielder, outfielder Victor Figueroa, infielder Cobb Hightower, right-hand pitcher Tyson Neighbors, and right-hand pitcher Tanner Smith. They gave up to the San Diego Padres Ramon Laureano, Ryan O'Hearn, and cash considerations. You were talking about San Diego before, Sean. This is a perfect time to talk about it. I'm going to put it up here for everybody to see here. I mean, if you when you take a look at this,
Yeah.
this is a haul. This is an absolute haul that the Padres got. I think where Baltimore ended up getting a lot of prospects and a lot of folks
I
that they
mean,
can build on.
especially getting Ryan O'Hearn. I mean, it's gonna help the Padres a lot in that mostly in the infield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Orioles just gotta have to figure out what it's gonna do for next year.
I mean, we're looking at a rebuild year again for Baltimore. They're back to square one.
Right now.
Yeah. I will give us permission, since we're done with the AL East, to talk about the NL West because of who the Padres received in that trade. You're right about Ryan O'Hearn going to San Diego. They've been looking for a first baseman.
Yeah.
They've been looking for somebody ever since, I'm going to be honest with you, ever since Eric Hosmer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when they had Machado at third, Hosmer at first, Bogarts at shortstop. They had, what was it? Not Chan Ho Park. Who was it? That's a pitcher. It was a Jungwoo Lee. Was it second base?
Yeah.
I believe during that time.
Yes? Question mark.
Yeah. But you look at who the Padres, their haul. They didn't move on Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease was not traded out of their bullpen whatsoever. They got Nestor Cortez from the Milwaukee Brewers and Jorge Quintana, the fantastic Milwaukee Brewers prospect shortstop. And they just had to give up Brendan Lockridge in order to do that.
I mean, I feel like Padres were the smartest during this deadline. Like, I know, not the best, but the smartest. I think there's a difference.
Yeah. The moves that really stand out to me too, and I'll go right here to them. This was a huge pickup for the Padres.
Yeah.
Going to the Athletics and saying, we want Mason Miller and we want JP Sears. We want your two top young pitchers.
That's an excellent pickup. I mean,
absolutely incredible. Not only do they not only do that, they go and get Freddie Fairman from Kansas City, a team that has been working hard to stay in the conversation, and somebody who has averaged on a regular basis this year close to 300 batting as a catcher. They've only solidified their roster. Will Wagner going to the Padres. Ryan O'Hearn and Roman Laureano. That was the one we talked about before when it came to Baltimore. Legitimate first baseman, outfielder with a lot of power. Has been on the hot streak recently. And then, of course, they get Nestor Cortez from Milwaukee, who's been I'm not going to say a staple, but has been a go-to for that rotation. And leaves a lot of questions about Milwaukee, what their situation is. I know they have one of the best records in baseball right now, but interesting that they give up Nestor Cortez in that situation.
Yeah.
Really, really interesting. Moving forward there, of course, but I'll come off of here. The other team, I think, when you're let's talk about the NL West. Sean, your Los Angeles Dodgers. They go out and they made some moves, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta see what they got. I forgot.
That's okay.
Let's see. Keep talking. Keep talking while this loads.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, because we traded the Dodgers, of course, with the Red Sox.
Yeah. Yep. That was Dustin May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw. What was the other one I saw? I don't remember.
Yep. Dustin May. I forgot that Blaze Jordan was traded as well, just to go quickly back to the Red Sox in order to get Steven Matz, which, by the way,
Oh yeah, I mean they also added Stewart from the Nationals.
yes,
Buck Stewart.
really, Alex Call,
Yeah.
great outfielder. It's going to be a great guy to have in the postseason.
Yeah, Alex Call and Brock Stewart. That's going to help them for the, especially in the relief for the bullpen, which is going to help them.
I remember seeing Brock Stewart play for the Richmond Flying Squirrels when they were up. They played a couple of games in Portland, and I went and I saw Brock Stewart play, and was really impressed with his ball skills. Really good pickup for the Dodgers. I think they didn't have to make gigantic moves. They had prospects. The Dodgers could have went out and
Yeah.
made some splash moves, like getting Dylan Cease or whatever else, but they don't really need to.
I mean, it was good for them to just get a few pieces to help them out. Like you said, out getting Alex Call it's a good pickup. I mean, he's having a decent season right now, 274 with average 757 OPS. So I mean, he's only struck out 36 times in 237 plate appearances. So I mean, that'd be good if you want to bring him in to like a pinch hitter, maybe sometimes that will help as well, especially the postseason. Once we get that 40 man roster.
That's right. We got that 40-man roster coming up in September during call-ups when we move from 35 to 38, based on whoever's in that 40-man roster. And then whoever can make that 40-man roster avoids the what is it, the draft that happens, the Rule 5 draft
Yeah.
in the offseason. So you're right. Picking up those guys kind of helps avoid that, and they can sign for, pretty low contracts, especially if the Dodgers end up bringing another championship home, right? I think Alex Call will definitely want to go back to Los Angeles if that's the case. Poor San Francisco Giants, Sean.
Yeah.
I really thought they were going to make splashes.
No, well, they couldn't do much after trying to get Devers. So
they gave up a lot of space and a lot of cap in order to get Devers. The only guy of actual conversation that they got was Mr. Jose Butto of the New York Mets. We'll get into the Mets, of course, when we talk about the NL East, because there's a lot that happened there too.
Yeah.
I miss Jose already. He was a staple guy in the bullpen. He's going to do great. I remember he's going to do great in San Francisco. I can't imagine, Sean, what it's like to suddenly get that call and say, hey, you're traded from Queens, New York to San Francisco, California, and have to pack up and tell your family and move the kids and do the whole thing. Like, I think a lot of Mets fans, and to be honest, some Giants fans are kind of like, oh, well, who is this guy? What is he? It's like there's a human behind. That's the thing about this whole trade deadline. There are humans behind these trades, and a lot of them have to pack up and leave and change their entire lives.
Yeah. I mean, some of them has like apartments or houses they live in, and they gotta move.
Yeah. So Jose Butto going to the San Francisco Giants. We'll get into who the Mets were able to get in that haul. I'm a little upset about who we had to give up in order to get Tyler Rogers for our bullpen. He's going to be great, but I mean, you're talking about Drew Gilbert. You're talking about, players who the Mets were essentially looking to call up at some point, like you were saying before, Sean, during that 40-man expansion. And giving them the opportunity to see what they can do in the outfield. So we'll get into that, of course. In the NL Central, Sean, nothing from the St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm surprised.
Other than the trade to the Red Sox for Steven Matz.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they should have at least do a couple more trades to actually help them. I mean, it feels like the St. Louis Cardinals are all kind of situation later Red Sox are? Will they, in my opinion, like they didn't do much, and how is that going to help them? Like it's not going to help them as much to get to the postseason.
Right. Here's some of the trades that happened for the Cardinals. The Mets got Ryan Helsley, fantastic rotational arm. We'll be able to pick up. They got Jesus Baez, Nate Dome, and Frank Eliasalt. Sean, you look at this specifically, you notice a very specific trend too.
Yeah.
Number 6 prospect, number 25 prospect. I'm going to move on here and take a look at some of these other trades that the St. Louis Cardinals made. Here we go. This was the Steven Matz trade, which I'm very happy that Steven Matz is in Boston.
Yeah,
he was a great New York Met.
It's a good pickup for us. I like that. We need, like we said before, the Red Sox always need some pitching.
This one surprised me. Because Blaze Jordan, we've seen him play in Portland. A year and a half ago, we went up, watched him play. Number 24 prospect. You need the pitching now. That was kind of the move that had to happen. But I look at Blaze Jordan and I'm like, wow, he's going to really thrive in the St. Louis Cardinals franchise within their program that they have out in St. Louis. For first base, third base. I mean, the first person that comes to mind when I see Blaze Jordan going to St. Louis, I think a little bit of like David Eckstein, that kind of player who was very utility-like and was able to rule the infield for so long in St. Louis.
I think of like Daniel Nava a little bit too.
Daniel Nava, yeah, another great example. So it's very clear that the St. Louis Cardinals gave away a lot. They're in rebuild mode.
Yeah.
Phil Maton going to the Texas Rangers, as we were talking about the AL West. The Rangers adding in, of course, to their rotation. A lot of thank yous. Is that a lot of thank you.
Thank you.
Look at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we will leave
you. Thank you, Ryan Helsley.
Thank you for leaving us.
It's pretty brutal out in St. Louis. The Milwaukee Brewers. Let's talk about Milwaukee. They had one of the best records in baseball, still do, coming out of this deadline. They were a major part of the trade with the San Diego Padres. Nestor Cortez heading out to San Diego to get Brandon Lockridge, outfielder, in return. But you take a look at some of the other moves that they made. Nothing.
Yeah.
They like the team they have right now in the NL Central.
I mean, yeah. Why would you, if you have one of the best records in baseball, why would you want to change much? If things are working out for them, yeah. I mean, they probably think it's like, yeah, we could go get another utility player or something, but like, do we really need to if we have doing this well?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just retweeting it on the
chat on
the paging chat page. Okay. This is from Chris Cotillo. I'm going to go back to the Red Sox quickly. Of course, that's the kind of show we are.
Not just want to go back.
Not just Red Sox, Mets, but I just want to. Chris Cotillo, Insider. I know you're probably seeing it. It's
I'm retweeting it as well.
Yep. Sean, you want to read out what Craig Breslow said to the media following this trade deadline?
Yeah, which I'm not. I'm kind of. Anyway, I'm going to read it. I understand the frustration and disappointment. There's not a lot of sympathy for how hard we try to get deals across the line. Yeah, like
what's your reactions, Sean, as a Sox fan? Is that a great answer from Craig Breslow, or is it time
I'm gonna say what this is it Gorilla Soup Theo said when the bullshit alert.
Actually, let me add that to the stage right here.
It's like
Yeah.
that.
Really like that right there too. Yeah, I agree.
And it's a bullshit answer. You like obviously the us Red Sox fans are disappointed of this trade deadline for us. Like we're sitting in third place, not only 5 games back of the Blue Jays, and we don't do shit during. I mean, we got two trades. We got Steven Matz and Dustin May. That's it. We could have gotten more.
Yeah.
Like I think it's time for him and Cora to be gone. I know some Red Sox fans like, oh, Cora's doing great, and I know we're winning, but it's like okay, but we still have problems with him. I know we talked about this last week.
Yeah, we did. It was. I mean, you were speaking for a lot of Sox fans and how they feel right now, where it's like, it's kind of hot and cold. It's oh my goodness, Alex Cora is the most amazing manager. We're on a winning streak. This is awesome. I'm not saying you're saying this. I'm saying other Sox fans are saying this.
No.
And then next week you want to throw them in the streets.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating. I can imagine. This was a real chance for the Red Sox. I mean, you had pieces to move.
Like I'm still mad that we couldn't try to get Joe Ryan. Like the Red Sox have been teasing him, trying to. It's like okay, it'd been really helpful to get him. But I mean, I love Steven Matz. That's a good pickup for him. But like, I honestly would prefer Joe Ryan over him, or both at the same time. Get them both. So I don't know. It's it's what.
So I did not know this was a real thing. Somebody from Fox Sports posted Joe Ryan has been traded to the Red Sox. Steve Perot from Underdog is basically calling out saying somebody needs to be fired for posting that because it didn't happen.
Oh, did it really? That's
Fox thought it was okay to post that.
When was this?
That would have been as of 1 minute ago, 1 hour ago. Somebody thought it was okay.
I'm sure they probably deleted it now. I'm looking through Fox.
Probably.
The Fox News Sports. I'm not really.
Can we pause for a second here? Also on that.
Yeah.
The Seattle Mariners just released their lineup for tonight, Sean, with all their trade acquisitions. Are you ready for this?
Pull it up.
This is their starting lineup for tonight. Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor.
That 1-4 spot is insane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
and 5 in Suarez, yeah.
That 5 is scary.
That's a postseason. I would not want to face them in the postseason.
That's a very happy Eugenio Suarez. That's a very happy Eugene Suarez right there.
I know if the Red Sox don't make it, I'm rooting for Seattle all the way.
Full send on Seattle.
And I mean, of course, I'm rooting for the Mets, but
yeah, of course. Seattle just got real good. I mean, if that's their lineup going forward here, holy cow! Holy cow! We are in for some serious baseball this year. Let's head to the NL East quickly. Let's go to the team, which, by the way, we haven't commented on it here. Rob Manfred took a visit to the Philadelphia Phillies dugout the other day.
Ooh.
And I'm going to give Bryce Harper.
Oh, this one. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, you can boo in general. Yes, absolutely.
Boo, yeah.
Boo.
I forgot you were talking. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Rob Manfred thought it was a good idea to open his mouth about a salary cap in baseball inside the Phillies dugout. Asked Bryce Harper his opinion of it. And Bryce Harper looked right at Rob Manfred and he said, if you're going to talk about that, you can get the fuck out of our dugout.
I
And
love
I
that
was
response.
like,
I love that response from him.
so good.
I know I hate that guy, but like,
So good. Don't come into our dugout and start talking about your plans when we're trying to play baseball today. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't come in here telling me that you want to cut my salary so that you can get paid more. Sean,
Yeah.
we're heading towards no baseball in 2027 because of this. There's going to be a players lockout.
There's gonna be no sports to watch. Like,
yeah, you got the NBA, you got the NHL. Like, they're all heading towards lockouts in a couple of years.
Yeah, I guess we'll watch college.
Ain't a bad thing.
I mean, fine by me,
but also with the Philadelphia Phillies, just want to bring up this one really hits home for me. Philadelphia Phillies getting Harrison Bader from the Twins.
yeah.
Absolute turncoat. Absolute turncoat. Played for the Mets. Was a fantastic New York Metropolitan. Thinks he can just go to Philadelphia. I know he has no control over it. So
No,
just
he's like, he probably honestly doesn't care. He just wants to play.
He just wants to play, right? It makes sense because Max Kepler has not been playing well. So it makes sense that they would go out, get somebody like Harrison Bader, who's been performing extremely well for Minnesota. This was the other one, too, that I was really impressed by. They went and got Johan Duran as well as their closer.
I love Johan Duran. He's such a good closer.
So good. He's so good. I'm scared as a Mets fan a little bit.
Yeah.
With them adding these two. Like, I really am. Because the Phillies have just been kind of there all season. And they're going to be two fantastic pickups. Those really are the only pickups for the Philadelphia Phillies. And in all honesty, I think it's all the Phillies needed in this case. With a comment, where would the money saved from salary caps even go? Executive bonuses? Yeah. So historically, when we look at anytime there has been a lockout within sports, I'm going to trace it all the way back to the NHL lockout of 2003, just before the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup in 2004, I believe it was. Somebody correct me out there if that's not the right year. Might have been 2002. There was a big concern over, of course, player negotiations in terms of their CBA and their union rights as players, whether that was health insurance or whatever else.
It was 2004, sorry.
2004, yes. So a year after that. And what ended up happening in that case was the NHL wanted to change the salary cap system. This is not even the initiation of it. They wanted to change it. So there was an adjustment of somewhere in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And the players specifically asked and said, hey, if you are reducing my salary to up the cap for teams and allowing for franchises to go out and get more players by lowering my salary, what's in it for me? What am I getting out of this? Am I getting better health insurance? Am I getting better benefits? What is this? Where is this all going? And at the time, the NHL was dancing around it. They danced around it like it was like a 3-ring circus.
Mm.
They never gave a straight answer on where that money actually went. We know essentially where it goes in this case, and where they ended up finding out later on down the road through research it went back into the owners' pockets so that they can make further investments in the stock market. It went back into the pockets of executives who invested it back into markets. That's the problem here. And Major League Baseball's never had a salary cap before. They've never, and they shouldn't.
No. And Bryce Harper's right about all of this. Like you can't do that shit.
Yeah. And Shailen brings up a good point. Their careers only last as long as their bodies do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good point. And not for nothing. These players are traveling to different cities, different states. So when you see these exorbitant salaries, like you look at Juan Soto's over a 10 to 12 year period here, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars, right? He makes a certain amount of money at every at bat. There are taxes deducted from that, from every state that he plays in. There's other fees and, you know, costs that are associated with those at bats and when they're traveling. It's still a shitload of money, as Shayla says there. It's still a shitload of money, but it's not as much as you think off the top of the, right off the top. And you think back, and we were talking about this about minor league players who get paid $40,000-$50,000 a year, and then also have to pay those taxes, travel expenses, whatever else, right? The call to the big leagues is a huge deal. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get paid. But if we end up in an MLB lockout because major league executives, and to be honest, we need more players like Bryce Harper and folks in dugouts when Rob Manfred shows up to be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Because Bryce is saying this on behalf of his own money. Like, of course. And because they only play for a short amount of time because of their bodies, and Bryce has taken some hits over the years.
Yeah. And plus, they're only playing 5 months a year.
That's right. That's right. So if we have a lockout like that, it not only hurts the major league players and their ability to negotiate and get that share of cash that exists, but think about the minor leagues. Think about what happens when there's a lockout and the Red Sox really can't operate the Portland Sea Dogs or the Worcester Red Sox or the Salem Red Sox or any of those teams. A lot of those guys and gals who are working in the front office are part of the franchise and are on those salaries.
I mean, also
they get affected too. They get affected too by this.
I mean, also look at the strikes going on at Fenway for the.
I love it.
Sense. They know they're not getting paid as much as the players do, but they need to get paid. Like
they're hopping on that before the lockout. You know how a lot of it seems like across ballparks, across different parts of the country, there's a lot of that happening. And it's because unions and folks are trying to get ahead of the lockout to say, pay up. We deserve a fair wage. We deserve to be respected for the job that we're doing here. It's not just the players. It's the people who work in the ballparks that are also putting a foot down on Major League Baseball and on people like John Henry and the Red Sox, to actually do something. And I agree. There should be cost sharing. There absolutely should be cost sharing. It should be employee owned.
Yeah.
It's not simple. It's a really good conversation. Didn't mean to get into it too far, but I think we're seeing this with the Red Sox. Sean, you can talk about how upset people are, not just with Craig Breslow, but with John Henry and the way he's been running the Red Sox right now.
Like everything that's going on with the Red Sox, it's. I know we're doing okay in the season, playing good, but it still feels like a shit show, especially everything that's going on behind the scenes.
Yep.
And all the Red Sox know that. So, and I'm not going to get into political shit either, but
yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
It exists. Let's get into the New York Mets quickly. Let's get into my New York Mets before we put a bow on this trade deadline conversation. And of course,
can you make me happy?
Yeah. So the New York Mets ended up getting an outfielder. We grabbed Cedric Mullins from Baltimore.
Good pick.
It was a really good pickup. Really good pickup for us. A lot of Mets fans are uncertain of him. They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, did y'all see the catch he made the other night, robbing a home run in center field in Baltimore? Like one of the catches of the year, other than Mike Yastrzemski's dive into the right field wall. That was into the netting. That was absolutely incredible. Which, by the way, folks, let me just hold on. Just throw this up here for a quick second. It has been reported that the man that made that catch, Mr. Mike Yastrzemski of the San Francisco Giants, has been traded to the Kansas City Royals.
What?
Mike Yastrzemski is heading to Kansas City. I'll pull up the tweet here that makes it official. But amazing, he's a guy that has been a major part of the San Francisco family for some time. But as of right now, Mike Yastrzemski heading to the Kansas City Royals.
One step closer to becoming Red Sox.
That's right. The movement is towards Boston. Towards Boston. That was as of an hour ago officially. There's still no moves on, specifically who they got for Mike Yastrzemski in that trade. Great pickup for Kansas City with what they're trying to do with Vinny Pasquantino and Bobby Witt. Like, Kansas City is so close. Yeah. They're so close. Re-signing Seth Lugo. They're right there. And I want them to be successful.
Yeah, he should be good, I think. Yeah. Especially having him and, like you said, Bobby Witt Jr. on the lineup.
Yeah. No, it's going to fit really well with Bobby Witt. New York Mets got Cedric Mullins, which was a fantastic move. Sean, we also picked up Ryan Helsley. He was your pick to go to the Boston Red Sox originally.
Yeah.
In your lineup, he becomes a New York Met, rocking that stash too. I love it.
Maybe you should have picked him instead.
I probably should have. Yeah, great 7th inning, 8th inning guy. Exactly what we've been needing right now. Adding Gregory Soto from Baltimore as well. This makes a lot of sense. I think, to be honest, we just added Ryan Helsley. We have Gregory Soto. Not for nothing, we also added from San Francisco Tyler Rogers. Sinker ball style pitcher.
I love his pitching style.
Really cool. I've already seen the Marge Simpson, the dip memes coming out when Tyler Rogers is out on the mound. A lot of Mets fans are saying, I didn't know we signed a zombie onto the team. I think that's a little rude.
That is rude.
I don't think he looks like a zombie. Somebody said, why wasn't he casted in Walking Dead this past year? I'm like, excuse me, Mets fans.
Come on.
This guy.
It's just a bad picture. I'm sorry. No, picture. Not picture. Not picture.
Yes.
Picture.
Picture.
Not a bad picture.
P-I-C-T-U-R-E. Yes, I agree. Not the greatest picture for Tyler. He's going to be fantastic for the New York Mets.
He won't be a zombie out there. We know that.
No, not at all. But I'm looking at our rotation. Would I have liked to have seen us get a starting pitcher? Yes. However, we have Brandon Sprout, we have Jonah Tong, who are prospects who are doing amazing down in AA and AAA right now, ready to be called up. When we're talking about that 40-man expansion, Sean, the Mets are there when it comes to starters. I do believe we're there. We just need to get the bullpen. We can't have guys continuing to blow games. You know that very well as a Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
Blow games in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, and then our hitting doesn't show up.
Yeah, that's exactly how the Red Sox are.
Hopefully Steven Matz does that for you. Hopefully he can, so you don't have to rely on Brandon Berardino every single time.
Yeah.
So that's the hope there. Clay Holmes was horrible the other day, by the way. You can move Clay Holmes to the bullpen. I'm sick and tired of seeing Clay out there struggling. I wanted to see him traded personally, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. The Atlanta Braves not making a ton of moves. They're kind of just hanging out there. Let me see what's official for them, but Atlanta really has not. I don't want to say, and it's crazy to think that this was a team that was favored to win the division this year, and now they're selling off. They got Tyler Kinley from the Colorado Rockies on July 30th. Other than that, zippity doo-dah. Nothing. And then I could get into the Nationals and the Marlins. Not gonna. Because they were sellers. They were getting rid of guys. The division is between the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies. It's just how it is. Final division, NL West, NL East, the NL Central. Is it Milwaukee's division to lose? Or is it time for the Chicago Cubs to kind of make a rise and to, try to give Milwaukee a run for its money? Because Milwaukee did really well during this trade deadline.
I hope. I'd rather see the Brewers go all the way more than the Cubs. I think they kind of deserve it, but
yep.
But again, Chicago did some good moves. You got
the Rogers brothers. Yep, yeah. You got Taylor Rogers. They added Willie Castro for the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, that's
great pickup.
That's the one little scary for, especially for the Brewers if they play against them.
Really great pickup. They picked up Andrew Kittredge. From the Baltimore Orioles. Another great rotational arm to add in there. Mike Soroka from the Washington Nationals. They made some moves.
They did.
They made some moves here and there. They're playing really, really good baseball right now. It's whether they can keep up with Milwaukee. The team that I think everybody is, and I was hoping they were going to end up doing more. I was really hoping, Sean, because this is a team that you and I think.
I always love this team.
Adopted. I'm trying to think about the right word for it. The Cincinnati Reds.
Appreciated.
Yes, we really appreciate this franchise.
Yeah.
They go out and get Miguel Andujar, which was a really good move.
Their team, I feel like in the past, I guess 10 years, they've been just sitting, doing nothing. They're really, good. They're never bad, really bad, but they're never really good. They're always right in the middle. Every trade deadline I hear, really nothing happens.
Yep.
Like you said, I wish they did more. Because I feel like I don't know if that franchise needs a refresh or.
It's a good question.
I don't know. It's always hard to tell with this team, with this franchise.
It is hard to tell, and
we never had a huge one big star with the Reds in a while.
It's true. It's really true.
What was the last one?
Hamilton.
Josh
Hamilton and Joey Votto. Those were the two.
And then we had Johnny Cueto. He was good for 3 or 4 years on a team back in early 2010s.
Yeah.
Before he became before he became a Pirate.
It's interesting because I think Cincinnati, let's go through the MLB standings quickly following this trade deadline, Sean. Let's take a look here. So,
sorry, you never played for the. I meant the Giants. Sorry, not the.
Yeah, that's okay.
I was going to say I don't remember. I'm playing for the.
So let's take a look. National League. We're looking at the National League Central, right? The Cincinnati Reds are 7.5 games out. They're 57 and 52. They're 5 games above 500.
But look at the other teams that's going for the wild card. Look at the Phillies. Look at the Cubs. And then Padres. They're all the Reds are sitting probably 3 or 4 games back for the wild card. Right now. You probably look up right now, actually.
That's what I'm doing right now, yeah. So if we go to the wild card. This is currently in the American League. Here's the National League.
They
Yeah,
get
that's
3
three
games,
games up.
back, yeah.
But look who they're battling. Like you said, a Padres team that just got extremely
Look,
better.
all two, look, all three teams right there for the bottom wild card made a lot more moves than the Reds did.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you look here too. Rockies didn't improve. Nationals didn't improve. Braves didn't. Pittsburgh didn't. Arizona got rid of folks.
I mean, I think St. Louis might be like, they got to watch out for St. Louis, the Reds. Like,
yeah, because they seem to drop games. Yeah, they seem to drop games against St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, the St. Louis Cardinals got more moves than the Reds, and I mean, they could be potentially a better team by the end of next month or end of August, and you could see them could be maybe right near Padres, and I don't know.
Yep.
And
I mean,
go ahead.
You're right. It comes down to how they perform against St. Louis, but also in those series against the Chicago Cubs. Like they need to be able to get that division a little bit closer than what it is right now. Let's just put it that way, because you have Milwaukee in first at 64 and 44.
I mean, right now they're playing
Cubs
the Braves.
second.
They're playing the Braves right now, and they're 1-0 bottom of the third. So
okay,
I'm just looking. I mean, yeah, literally they're playing the Cubs on Monday, and then they're playing the Pirates, which will be, and then they're playing the Phillies, and then playing the Brewers. They have a tough schedule. I mean, except playing with the Angels, Diamondbacks. But like these next two games are gonna determine, I think. I mean, the next time they're playing, they're playing the Mets on September, and Blue Jays, like end of August, early September is where they're playing like one of the best teams to play. The Cardinals are playing Reds end of August, and then they're playing the Blue Jays, then the Mets, then the Padres. Yeah. I mean, they're playing the Cardinals again in middle September. So I don't know. I don't think the Reds are going to make a wild card.
That's scary.
I wish they'd. I hope they did. I hope they prove me wrong and they can play better baseball this upcoming month. But, I mean, they didn't do jack shit for the trade deadline.
No, they could have. And they really could have went out and added some more bats. They could have, really. You look at Harrison Bader, somebody who was a part of the Cincinnati Reds not that long ago. They could have went out and got Harrison Bader back. They could have went out and tried to get somebody like Cedric Mullins, or Roman Laureano from Baltimore, somebody who has played in Cincinnati before, right? Like these are people that are familiar with Cincinnati specifically and would be solidified bats for them to have for that kind of postseason push. Sean, as we wrap it up here, coming on 1 hour here on our trade deadline special, nothing new coming in. I think unfortunately for your Boston Red Sox, there's nothing new. We'll be talking about it across the coming weeks about this trade deadline, the effects. We have to still hear from Alex Cora because we know last trade deadline he had a few words to say about how things went.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know how Craig Breslow feels, but like,
we know how Craig feels. He doesn't give a shit.
No. And
he's falling asleep. That's the rumor. He's falling asleep on the phone.
Now they're like, oh, we got Alex Bregman. That will be good for the rest of the year.
If he re-signs next year, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, I'm talking about like in the past.
Yes.
What we thought.
That's right. But we'll be curious to see what happens there. The New York Mets, David Stearns, the effects of that moving forward as well. So, folks, please keep it locked here to Painting the Chat podcast. We're going to have a lot more following up on the MLB trade deadline. Your thoughts, please make sure to share those over on social media. Sean, we're at that part of the show here. But before we do that, I do want to get your final take here. Who is the ultimate winner of this MLB trade deadline this year?
Like I said before, I honestly think the Mariners.
Yeah.
Mariners or
Yeah.
Blue Jays. I mean, I think the Mariners have a better shot. And like when you pulled up the lineup for tonight for them, that's a scary,
It's such a
scary,
scary lineup.
scary lineup. And I'm excited to see how they play in the postseason.
Yeah.
But I think they won this year so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel the same, but
Yeah. I mean, I think of the ultimate teams that ended up, winning during this trade deadline, I'm going to give it to the San Diego Padres. Just being a National League guy, I think that they were the team adding Ryan O'Hearn, adding Roman Laureano, maintaining Dylan Cease and their current lineup, like not really having to
yeah,
give up anybody on the current, roster. That's huge. That's a huge move for them, and is going to make their battle with Los Angeles out in the West. I mean, the NL West is going to get real interesting now. I do now think it's between San Diego and Los Angeles. The Giants didn't add. Devers is struggling on
yeah,
certain nights, and now they lose Yastrzemski to Kansas City. So the one guy that has actually been hitting at different times for them.
yeah.
So they give up Taylor Rogers. Yeah, it's a little bit rough. So San Diego's the big win, but I'm really excited about Seattle. I think we may have to also adopt the Seattle Mariners here on Painting the Chat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking before we end, speaking of Seattle Mariners, Ichiro, got next to the Hall of Fame. Watched his thing. He's hilarious. I love him. He's hilarious.
How was it? Yeah, I didn't catch Ichiro's.
I mean, I watched a little bit of it. I mean, Ichiro is always that guy. He's
an awesome guy.
Like, he's one of my favorite baseball players in recent years. Always been a Mariner fan. I mean, he's one of my favorite Mariners, so I'm happy for him. He deserves it. Wish he'd still be playing more right now, but of course, old age is getting to him.
True. Yeah. No, I mean, it seems like the Seattle Mariners are like in the. It's do it for Ichiro this year.
It really is. Having one of the best records right now. I mean, second best, and having Ichiro go in the Hall of Fame.
Incredible.
Like that would be insane for them.
Yeah, the city deserves it.
It really
Seattle has not had really good baseball in a while. They've had football. The Seattle Seahawks have played really good football over the years. Hockey, they're figuring out. They haven't had basketball. It's really been just baseball and football. Now their team is really.
I mean, if you count the Seattle Storms, it's okay, but
yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, they have one.
We'll get into WNBA talk on the next episode of Painting the Chat.
That will be on Saturday night.
Yes, indeed. This Saturday evening. Make sure to tune in, folks. We'll have a lot of exciting stuff happening. Maybe even have some special guests pop in from another podcast, Sean. It'll be really exciting. Also, just want to let folks know, looking into a very cool way for you to dial in and share your thoughts on certain topics, and we will share them during the show as well. Kind of a new feature that we're going to explore. So make sure to keep it locked for that on social media. But Sean, it's that time of the show here, a little thing we like to call
plug time.
Plug time here from Painting the Chat podcast. Mr. Sean Michaud, where the good people find you and all of your rants about how sucky Craig Breslow is on social media.
You can follow me on Twitter where I rant about it, or retweet really terrible shit about Craig Breslow. And you can follow me on Instagram at ItZoneZ. I just posted a couple days ago some of my card stuff, getting back into trading cards. So that was fun going up
Collector
on
Expo.
Sunday. Yeah. And I guess TikTok, I guess. I think it's,
go follow.
I think it's Sean Michaud. I don't remember mine. Hold on.
I believe it's Sean Michaud 1. I believe.
I mean, I will retweet our stuff on our podcast, but
it's mostly for watching live card shows.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, I do retweet. I do retweet our stuff on Instagram. I mean, Instagram on TikTok. Yeah, where we kind of got viral.
Yeah, we did. I know some of the crazy shit we said. Sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, Very excited. Thank you all for following us over there as well. You guys can follow me here over on X at X Robin W Vote, over on Instagram at IG Robin W Vote, over on TikTok at Robin W Vote as well. Robin Dubs Vote, actually, not W, DUBS Vote. And please make sure to follow Painting the Chat podcast over on TikTok as well at Painting the Chat podcast. Make sure to follow us here on X and over on Instagram at Paint the Chat Pod. Head on over to TeePublic. New designs going up this weekend for you to check out. T-shirts are still only just $17, so make sure to support the podcast. That helps keep the feed going. That helps keep us in the loop around things happening in the area and how you continue to get these awesome podcast episodes. And also, not for nothing, keep your eye out for swag. Keep your eye out for giveaways, Sean. I'm thinking card pack giveaways. I think there's an opportunity for us to get some folks involved in the rips as well. PTC rips happening once a month here.
You might get an autograph in there. Who knows?
Autograph.
Autograph.
And also, folks, by the way, tomorrow evening, 8 p.m., very exciting time. The first episode of Big Weekend Kickoff, looking at review of tonight's NFL first football game of the year, the Hall of Fame game happening in Canton, Ohio. It doesn't mean anything. No. But we're back into football season, college football season. Sean will be talking about that Bama football.
Yeah, I'll be more talking about college football once that comes out. We'll do a little review on Fridays or previews whenever Alabama plays, or
that's right,
a little bit of the Packers. But who knows? Yep. I won't be there every night, but I will be there some nights.
Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. They're going to be early mornings for the kickoff, very similar to the ESPN kickoff for college football. Be able to join me over there, Sean, when he's up and awake and ready and rocking to go.
If I'm awake.
Good football. If he's awake, be all set to go on that. So please make sure to check that out tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Doing previews of the college season, doing my picks for who I think are going to come out of the AFC and NFC, and getting you ready for the football season. So make sure to check that out. Big weekend kickoff, Saturdays at 9 a.m. here on Painting the Chat podcast. So for my man, Mr. Sean Michaud over there, this is Robin Vogt signing off here on this trade deadline evening. We hope you all stay well, stay safe, and take care of yourselves, because guess what? We only got this one life, and we've got to make sure to live it up to the most. And that also means go out and see some baseball, see some sports.
Go see some sports. Go play some sports if you want to.
Yeah.
Have some fun. It's going to be a great weekend in here. I mean, especially here in New England.
That's right.
Especially in the Seacoast area. It's going to be nice and sunny. So.
Nice and sunny. Get out, have activity, play around, and we'll see you all on Saturday evening. See you then, folks. Have a great evening.
Have a good night, everyone.
Peace out. See ya.
Adios.